A big New England welcome from Portland, Maine. This is good old JR Jim Ross here with Jerry the King Lawler.
I've never seen a crowd so fired up, JR. They can't wait to get started, and neither can I.
That makes two of us, King. I don't think Portland's gonna know what hit it after tonight. Would you look at that? A blatantly illegal maneuver. That should be a disqualification.
You might be right, JR, but I don't hear the ring bell. This match is still going. He turned the tables on his opponent with that one.
Look at this. Look at this. You talk about a house of fire, you're seeing it right here.
Yeah? Well, somebody better put out that fire, or this one's not going to end well. Ugh. There's the reversal. Oh, no. I don't like the looks of this.
He's got the fans behind him, King, and his opponent had better watch out.
Oh, no. This is terrible. You can't let your opponent build this kind of momentum.
Well, all I can say is someone's been eating their vitamins and saying their prayers.
Ugh. Oh. Watch out. He reversed it.
These superstars are going to put each other through wrestling hell tonight.
They've already got a pretty good start on that, JR.
They have indeed, King. I don't think there's an ounce of quit between them.
Yeah, and that's where things get dangerous. If you're too proud to admit that it's not your night, you might wind up risking your career for a single match.
But at the same time, King, no one makes it up the ladder without pushing themselves to the very limit. It's a very fine line to walk.
Uh-oh. Come on. You got to stop this guy before he really gets going.
I don't think that's going to happen, King. He's built up too much momentum to be stopped now.
What does he think he's doing? He's just showing off for the crowd now.
He's wrestling the match his way. And I think it's going to pay off, mark my words.
Ugh. These superstars are beating the heck out of each other, and this crowd can't get enough of it.
It's what they paid to see, King, and they're getting their money's worth tonight.
They sure are, JR. There's no question these superstars are earning their paychecks. Oh, boy. These fans have got something on their minds, JR.
Well, they paid for their tickets, King, and they've got a right to say whatever they want.
You can look at any professional sport you want, JR, and you won't find more incredible athletes than the WWE superstars.
You're not wrong, King. They compete every week until they are physically incapable of continuing. There's no off-season in the WWE.
We're not talking about running a ball down a field or slapping a puck into a net. This is serious physical competition.
It sure is. The toughest athletes in the world are on the WWE roster, and that's a fact.
I think it's pretty obvious which way this one.
I don't think he's climbing up there for the view. King Kennedy's mouth seems to land him in hot water with alarming regularity.
Look who's talking, JR. How many times have you been fired now? 7, 8?
And every time I come back and sit next to you, King, I wonder why I bothered to return.
Boy, this John Cena is his own biggest fan. How come all of these rappers can't talk about anything except how great they are?
He's got his opponent trapped in the turnbuckle. And these punches will certainly take their toll.
No doubt about it, JR. You can't take this many shots and expect to just bounce back.
Excellent counter. What ring presses. This match is going to continue until someone's completely debilitated. And considering the resiliency of these superstars, that's not going to be easy.
That's for sure. No one in this match is going down without a fight.
And I wouldn't expect any less from them, King. Like them or not, you've got to respect the tenacity of each and every WWE superstar.
Whoops! There goes the referee!
Oh, man! And now there's no one to keep order in this matchup.
Oh, sure. Now the fans start to cheer for him. Now that he's in the driver's seat.
Come on, King. He's had the crowd behind him all match. And now it's paying off. I'd be a lot more impressed by Ken Kennedy if I didn't think he was such a pompous ass.
Hey, when you're as great as Mr. Kennedy, it's hard to be humble, JR.
Well, you can't ever accuse the WWE fans of being shy about saying what's on their minds.
You sure can't, JR. And I don't think we'd have it any other way. What a counter!
Boy, what a match. I wouldn't even hazard a guess as to who's going to win this thing.
What? Have you got both your contacts in one eye, JR? It's been obvious to me since the start of the match.
Oh, really? Well then, why don't you just enlighten the rest of us, King?
No way. I can already tell this is going to be a great match, and I don't want to ruin the ending for you.
You're too kind, King. You're also full of horse manure, as far as I can tell. This capacity crowd is solidly behind their superstar. Look at this.
Wow. Could you be any more biased, JR? How about some fair and balanced commentary? Can you believe we actually get paid to do this job, JR?
It's like a dream come true, King. Except when I have to sit here and listen to you drool over the diva. He's taken every advantage in this match.
Flat on your back with your shoulders on the mat is no place to be. Oh, man. That's going to change the tone of this match, JR.
Yeah, and not for the better either. I wish the ref would actually pay attention to what's going on. You talk about the future of WWE, and you're looking at it in John Cena.
Rope break.
Oh, come on, JR. John Cena's a thug. You know it. I know it. And all of these people know it. It makes me sick that he's allowed to be a WWE superstar.
I don't know how you can say that, King. Cena has dedicated himself to entertaining these fans, and quite frankly, I find him to have more character than many so-called respectable superstars.
There's a difference between entertaining the fans and setting a bad example, JR.
I don't have any... Look at him feeding off the energy from this capacity crowd. He's unstoppable.
You can't ever count on these fans, JR. They're fickle, and they'll abandon you in a heartbeat.
I think this crowd's giving these superstars a piece of their minds, King.
Are you sure they can afford it, JR? This has gone beyond just being a match, JR. I think these superstars genuinely hate each other.
There's no love lost. These top rope moves are always difference makers, for better or worse.
Rope break.
Well, from the looks of things, it's not hard to tell how this one's gonna go.
What are you talking about, King? I think this is still an extremely competitive match that could go...
He could pin him right here, JR.
1, 2, 3.
I tell you, King, sometimes I get exhausted just watching these superstars compete.
I know what you mean, JR. I don't think most people appreciate what incredible athlete... Here he goes! Up the turnbuckle! This could be really good or really bad. He saw that one coming.
Oh, boy. The adrenaline is pumping. I think this could be the beginning of the end.
No, it can't end like this. Come on, do something, quick!
He's all fired up now, King, and I'd hate to be on the receiving end.
I don't think his opponent's got a hope of hurting him now. Boy, Kid Kennedy's fans are getting a real treat here tonight, JR.
Yeah, and I don't think either one of them could be any happier. Oh, my. Now, that's what you call a compromising position.
That's enough to make you rethink your entire career, JR.
There aren't many superstars as diversely talented as John Cena. He's as good in the ring as he is on the microphone, and that's saying something.
I won't argue with you about Cena's mic skills. He sure can't talk a good game. But when it comes right down to it, I don't think he can back it up.
King, you're as crazy as a pet coon. Did you happen to notice how many times Cena's worn gold around his waist? Seems to me like he's got no problem putting his money.
Here's the pin! Could this be it?
1, 2.
After some of the things we've seen in this ring, JR, I think we'd better remind the folks at home not to try this stuff themselves.
That's for damn sure, King. The WWE superstars are...
Look at the fans, JR! They know what's coming next!
They sure do! And there it is! The FU! What an impact! And now a pin! This could be it!
2, 3.
Did you ever think you'd be watching these superstars compete against each other here tonight, JR?
I had a feeling their paths are going to cross sooner or later, and I'm glad I'm here to see it.
Me too. It almost makes it worth having to sit next to you and listen to those corny expressions of yours. What the heck is a government mule anyway?
It's what you get beat by. We're in the middle of a slobber knocker. And if you don't have the guts to stick around, you might run like a scalded dog with a case of the limber tape.
All right, enough! I'm getting a translator before I have to come out here with you again.
This is Raw action at its finest. That's why Raw is the #1 brand of sports entertainment.
You got that right, JR. You're not going to see this kind of action on SmackDown.
Not on SmackDown or anywhere else. There's nothing else out there that can come close to the excitement of seeing the Raw superstars perform live.
I don't think that these superstars have even contemplated the fact that they might lose.
I'm sure they haven't. That's not the kind of attitude you come in with and expect to pick up the win.
You're right about that, JR. If you can't see yourself having your arm raised by the referee when it's over, don't bother showing up.
I'll tell you what, King, the WWE superstars are about the greatest athletes you'll find in any sport, period.
What do you mean, just about, JR? Can you actually think of anywhere else that you can see athletes of this caliber?
I was just going for a little humility there, King. I'm not surprised it was lost on you.
Any superstar shows the slightest hint of weakness, they've lost the match.
That's for sure. No matter how beat up you are, you can't ever let your opponent know the extent of your injuries.
And that's easier said than done, JR. The human body can only absorb so much punishment.
Well, we haven't seen much of King Kennedy on Raw, King. And as far as I'm concerned, it can stay that way.
Oh, come on, JR. How can you not be impressed by someone with his skill and charisma?
I'll grant that he's got some athletic ability, but as far as charisma goes, his attitude leaves a lot to be desired.
I think your attitude leaves a lot to be desired. If you can't appreciate a superstar the caliber of Mr. Kennedy, JR.
Sounds like this crowd's got something on their minds, King.
Who cares about them, JR? Look what's going on in the ring.
A lot of blood, sweat, and tears have been shed in that very ring.
And I think there's going to be a lot more shed here tonight.
No doubt about that, King. These superstars are going to leave it all in the ring. You can count on that. He's going up. This Quebec, oh my God! That's his opponent's finisher. He just stole it.
I tell you, JR, this one has the potential to be a match of the...
And here's the pin.
1, 2.
I wonder if SmackDown's going to have anything nearly this good next Friday.
I think we both know the answer to that one, King. How could they compete with a match like this? This capacity crowd is making their opinions known tonight.
They sure are, JR, and I love to hear it.
These superstars are in terrific shape, and that comes as no surprise whatsoever.
No kidding. If you don't have that conditioning, you're not going to last long in a match.
You sure aren't. And that's only one of the many reasons I try to stay out of the ring whenever possible. I tell you, King.
He's going up, JR. This could be big.
1.
I feel so lucky that I'm actually getting to see these superstars wrestle each other.
Me too, King. This one has the potential
3.
to become an instant classic. His opponent's down, and now he's sharing a piece of his mind.
He's going to have to eat those words by the end of this match, JR. You got to respect the commitment and the dedication of these superstars to their careers.
No question about it, King. Every superstar on the roster has had to make more sacrifices than any other professional athlete I know.
It really is like being married to your career. There's not much room for anything else.
And marriage is a subject which you happen to be something of an authority. Isn't that right, King?
Come on now, JR. A man doesn't know what true happiness is until he's married. And then it's too late. You think these fans have gotten their money's worth tonight, JR?
If they haven't yet, I'm sure they're going to by the end of this match.
Well, I don't say this too often, but I completely agree with you. The intensity of these superstars is unbelievable.
No doubt about that, King. The fans are getting their money's worth here tonight. I think this crowd has decided to exercise the right of free speech.
God bless the First Amendment, JR. Man, is there even going to be anything left of these superstars by the time they're done?
Not if they have their way, King. Everything they came in here with tonight is going to be left in that ring, mark my words.
I hope these fans appreciate it, JR. These superstars are putting it all on the line for them right here tonight. I think we're going to find out just how much punishment the human body can withstand here tonight.
I think you're right, King. These superstars seem... Oh, my! Looks like someone's been busted wide open. This can't be good.
You're right. It's not good. It's great. They're not holding anything back.
We knew these superstars weren't going to be easy on each other,
Rope
but
break.
this is too much.
These superstars are gonna tear each other apart.
That's exactly what the fans paid to see, King, and they're not going to go home disappointed. A textbook reversal there.
You talk about ruthless aggression. Look at the way these superstars have been going after each other.
They're not playing with kid gloves, that's for sure.
We knew we were gonna see a heck of a match, but this might turn out to be... No. Go ahead and say it, JR.
Oh, look at the confidence radiating off this superstar.
All I see is an overconfident superstar who's throwing away the match by not following up. So, how do you think this one's gonna turn out, JR?
Honestly, King, I have absolutely no idea. Anything can happen here in the WWE.
But you've got to have a guess, right?
My God, what a brutal assault. And yet, I have to admit, the strategy is sound.
It's not the fanciest move, JR, but driving your opponent's head into an exposed turnbuckle like that sure does take the fight out of him. I'm not sure I agree with what the crowd is chanting, JR, but I guess it's their right.
You're damn right it is. It comes with the price of admission.
I wonder how far these superstars are willing to go to get the win here tonight.
As far as it takes, King. We've seen them put their bodies on the line time and time again. And I'm sure tonight will be no different.
I can't remember the last time I saw superstars this fired up. I don't know if his opponent has what it takes to kick out.
2, 3.
I don't think these superstars have any intention of taking it easy on each other tonight.
Here's your winner and the new United States champion, John Cena.